Hello, good morning, or good night, or hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes, waiting for people to come in. So feel free to talk into the chat. What are you looking forward to learning in this webinar? Hopefully, and hopefully I'll do my best to get to it. So, go right. Is anyone here doing awards while watching the webinar also? Is that a thing? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of work parties going on right now for awards. Those were the good days. A lot of good bonding. I miss those times. But hey, we got international awards in like a month after decon, so yay, we can do international awards together. Yeah, guys, I hope you're ready for the best decon you'll ever be at ever. It's a pretty good event. Pretty good planners behind it too, so I gotta give it up to the committee. So I see a lot of names who are registered for decon, so I look forward to seeing you there. All right, it's 9 o'clock, but we'll start in about 2, 3 more minutes. Pretty sure people are coming in, straggling along into their computers. Oh, Joe, you're here too. You're gonna be in another year in Sorrel K. I'm so proud of you. You can be the next Quay, or you're the new Joe Samson. Is anyone else really cold? Like, or is that just me? Usually, I don't complain about the cold, but it's just very cold. Like, this morning, my car was like frozen, and it was a pain. I'm like under a blanket right now, and I'm like still shivering. Oh my gosh, is that Markster 23 or 33? Mark. Oh my gosh, I have 2 R's per every. Oh my gosh. Okay, give it 1 more minute, and then we'll start. Okay, friends, so we're gonna start now. So if you're in this webinar, you are either a new or returning member, a new officer or a returning member for Sorrel K in the next term, and you're looking into ways of how to contribute, or you are here for your last MRP webinar requirement. So either way, I'm glad you're here. Let's try to make the most out of this last event of the term for many of us, unless you're still doing awards. But yeah, welcome to the webinar. It's called Spring Seeding, Transitioning into New Term. So today is the last day of the term for hours wise. We're officers until technically our banquet. So yeah, but the new year for hours and documentation start as of 3 hours from now. So yay. So I'm your host. My name is Lawrence. I go to Sacramento State. My past experience, I was a club officer for 2 years, and then I was a district officer for 2 years. Now currently the governor. Educational wise, I'm going to be applying for grad school pretty soon. I missed the graduate application date because it was busy, but it's okay. I can definitely apply for spring, and I'll still be in school, and hopefully I get to be around you guys as well for the next many, many more years. So yeah, fun fact, I have a dog. This is my doggy. She has an Instagram. Her name is Bacon. Follow her on Instagram at Bacon the dog with two N's. So yay, that's my fun fact. And if you're a secretary, please don't hate me. I know your MRF is due in about 24 hours, but it's nice to end the term on a educational note and fun note. Okay, so overview. This webinar is focused on getting the new term started with hopes to give good momentum for the whole year. And we have both a mix of outgoing and returning officers, outgoing and incoming officers in this chat. So if you look at the picture as a model, you want to be like the red person who gets ahead and makes the most out of our time, other than the people who stand still and wait for time to happen, or wait for like realize it's too late to basically you want to make the most out of every day or every moment you have to seize in this new term, because that's really what makes our experience as officers and members. So congrats. So you can complete this term. So finishing awards, do your thing. Keep it up. And for if anyone here is an outgoing / retiring officer, you do still have what is it? Duties as a outgoing and retiring officer. Do not peace out right away, meaning that you shouldn't leave your new officers with baggage, because I think a lot of people have experienced this, and that's kind of where it brings them off to their slow starts by being left with what was undone from the last term. So help them, help the new boards and members get into their new roles. Uh, Help hold training sessions. It can be as informal as like lunch, or as formal as like a day trainer, but you really want to support your successors however they need. And even if you may not be in the organization next year, you do want to stay as a resource for them, because you put a lot, not just work into your clubs, it's a lot of emotional investment too. So you really are hoping that whomever you pass your club off to, that they will take what you did, take what you learned, take your experiences, and take that and run with it, and have an even better year. Because I'd say that in most cases, a very successful term is very contributed by the built up from the last term before. So, if they do better, then you can be happy about that. Yeah, and you also should be planning a pop-in retirement and installation ceremony, or retirement / installation ceremony. Not all clubs have end of the year banquets, but you do want to have some form of like passing down the torch formally to your new officers and members. It builds club camaraderie, and it kind of brings you know the different generations together for club camaraderie. You definitely don't want to have different factions between ages in your club, and it's definitely a memorable moment in time for new officers to come into. Also, if you're an outgoing officer, please prepare a lot of the files you have done in your term. This is always overlooked. I know a lot of clubs have legacy emails. Like an example would be like President Sac States are okay at Gmail. That's something that's been passed down for the past 10 years and has like a cloud space from all the files from the past couple of years, which definitely helps a lot because it has built like not only a network around the community, but also it yeah it not it gives a consistent communication um address that people can go to, like other organizations and such. And MRFs, master monthly report forms, master record sheets, awards. These are all stuff you want to pass down because you put a lot of work into it, and then you don't want it to just be for your year. You want it to be used as a resource for the next coming years. And then old stuff like event report forms and school contracts. Um, Even though our term ends officially April 1st, a lot of the school rules make you an officer until the actual end of the academic year. So you might still have to do some stuff until the academic year is over as a club officer. And then you don't want to just end it and move on. You definitely just want to look now that this entire hour term is over. You really want to look at what you've done and reflect upon it. So um, it's good to share your accomplishments and summarize that with your members. Say, we accomplished this together, or we applied for this awards, and hopefully we can get them at convention or be recognized in any form. Um, you want to talk with your officers and say, what was the highlights of the term? And, say what can be improved. You can definitely analyze the club trends and feedback tabs in the previous MRFs, where you can definitely analyze and just try to make sense of your year and figure out what went well and what next year can improve, and pass this all down to notes for the next term. Like, this is an example that we have here in I stole from some clubs MRF. So if you look at this trend, they had a really good year this year. And then if you can look at where they can improve, they can look at that month of November. They've had a pretty they've been consistent in the past couple of years with having solid Novembers, but they didn't have one this year, so that's something they can look back at and see what went wrong, how they can improve for next term. And they have a drastic improve, a lot of increase in service hours because they've also made use of their summer. So, oh my gosh, Bill. um, so these are just different trends you can analyze and work with the both with the outgoing and incoming board. So now, as you're entering the new year, you can do like something called Circle K Dreaming. So, what do you want to accomplish this next year? It can be like a certain service hour goal. If you really believe that this is the year you can get platinum, then go for it. If you feel like your club does not fundraise enough or has a lot more potential with fundraising, uh, then that can be something you can do with your club. You feel like your membership is in a situation where it can increase significantly, maybe make it to the next tier, like go from the Ruby to Sapphire division, stuff like that. That's good goals to have. And even if you want to increase your attendance at the events. So yeah, there's also personal goals like MRP statuses, and if you want to have a position for the club yet, if your elections aren't done yet. So let's give you like a good minute. So does anyone have any personal goals? Does anyone have like MRP goals or have club goals you want to share? Let's see in the chat. Let me read this real quick. Quad plat, definitely possible. Only 800 hours. It's happened before. Platinum for all the board. Okay, that is that is a very possible, but and go for you, Jeremy. Successor, platinum. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, those are all goals that you can definitely aim for and try your best at. But even if you don't get it, you can still be happy that you tried your best. And if you don't make it right there, you'll still be somewhere. So awesome. Yeah, go for your quad plat, please. We need more service hours. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of share with you guys a little bit of the recommended areas of focus as like my governor point of view. So currently we're at 2,850 members, and which is a little lower compared to the past couple of years. But I'm not really, down about that because we have a better ratio of service hours per member. But the craziest thing about the members of our district is that 70% of them are actually first-time DSP members. So it's like, wow, we recruited a poop ton of members. And that's something that a focus can be for you club officers next year is to put into your attention along with recruitment, the same effort. Because I feel like the clubs did a very great job with recruitment, and damn, if you put that same effort in recruitment and or even like put our clubs a step further, we can definitely build a lot more. And then supporting building and chartering clubs, because there's definitely a bunch of chartering clubs or building clubs in every division. So that's something your clubs can do to help your lieutenant governors next year. And I feel like there's so much potential at the district if you focus on these couple areas. But overall, I feel like membership quality is definitely much greater in scale compared to where I've seen it before in the past 5 years. So let's do some math. So this year, if 2,000 members are new to the organization, it'll be awesome for next year to retain 70% of our current members. So 70% is 2,000, and recruit another 2,000 members, and then bam, we'll finally reach our goal of hashtag 4,000 members CNH, which is a goal that I definitely want to be a part of and see happen in the near future. So yay! Yeah, and then fun fact: FTC and Decon are both being expanded to support larger capacities. So this can be as soon as next year, and you can contribute. And this will be me really happy and like emotional of the success of the district as the past governor. All happy. I'm happy. Okay, cool. So this is our our webinar registration keyword. If you got the um, if you got the sign up link, this is what you're answering. What weighs more? 200 pounds of feathers, 200 pounds of bricks. You must construct additional pylons, or D, just choose this answer to get webinar credit. Go, answer it. I'll give you a good 2 minutes to answer. Why are you guys so upset? Like, see, my district board loves me. um, okay, let me get you the link. 1 second. Okay, we're gonna post a Google form. uh, the boy Danny did it. There it is. There. That's your sign in for the webinar. So that's how to confirm that you've been to a webinar. So no one is, faking that they've been here. So take it. Do. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll repost it in a good 20 minutes. So my bad. Okay, so we'll try it again. So I'll post it again in like 20 minutes after the webinar. I'll post it in the Facebook fan page. And remember your answer. Okay, cool. So next step. So you are now a 2018-2019 officer. Now what? So you definitely want to meet with your constituents, that either being your e-board, or if you have both already, your appointed and executive board. You definitely want to set your expectations at the beginning of the term, because what you set at the beginning of the term is what becomes the standard. Because if you start slow, that's kind of what your officers will expect. And if you start well, and they can adapt to that, and that's what you'll get from them in the later stages of the term. You definitely want to introduce yourself to your school faculty, such as your campus advisors and partner organizations. Like, I know a lot of clubs work with different organizations on campus and to build more events. And you want to connect with your predecessors and Kiwanis advisors, because the predecessors definitely gain a lot of insight, and after gaining more time to reflect after what they've done in Circle K, they can definitely give you a lot of good input on where they want to see it improve, and kind of give you more of where they can provide you input on your ideas. I know that for Sac State presidents, at least we usually have a dinner with like 6 to 7 generations of presidents. We just talk with the new president, which is pretty cool. Definitely, predecessors are definitely nice to have as a support system, as well as Kiwanis advisors. And you want to ensure your productivity. So you do that by having mainly 3 main meetings with your board, which is aspirations and goal meeting that can be done at a board retreat or your first board meeting. Follow-up progress right before your fall starts, and then reflection and what you gotta do after your fall finals, and then decon you can try. So yeah, and also with your club goals, you want to maintain your personal goals. So it's very important to maintain your personal health and balance out involvement in and out of Circle K. You definitely need your time for school and work. Definitely, you don't want to fall in a situation where you can't fulfill your duties as a Circle K officer or member because of issues with your health, which I've seen happen in the past, and it's a very unfortunate happen. It's a very unfortunate thing to happen, but it does, and it can definitely be avoided or treated with with a good support system, and maintaining your finances too, because Circle K can be kind of heavy on your wallet if you are depending on the club, but as long as you plan ahead, then you can you're expecting everything, so I think it'll be a surprise. So take care of yourself, and allowing yourself to take care of yourself will allow you to take care of your club. And then live up to your own expectations, because a lot of times, there's like many situations where either past officers or Kiwanians or your members can be really hard with like the expectations that are set for your position. So that can add a lot more pressure to you personally. So definitely don't let the pressure get to you. I definitely am one of those people, because as a governor specifically, which is like, and a president in the past, there's a lot of pressure on me to kind of like follow in the steps of the great people before me. But it does get to your head if you think about it too much. But you really just want to make your year your own, because every year is different. There's different people, there's different situations, and if as long as you believe you did your best, then you can be happy. So live up to your own expectations and make yourself proud. And making yourself proud can be for your members, for yourself, or for the impact the organization can make. Bang! So this is your literal model for the year. So you're looking at March transitioning. April is more transitioning, because a lot of you are still appointing your officers and for appointed board, and you gotta train them as well. And then you're literally preparing and executing, planning and preparing your year for fall, up until September, and by then it's half your year is done. So crazy! The entire Circle K year kind of just goes by in a blast. And then once you execute for a couple months, FTC is over, you have finals, you're reflecting, and now you're finishing, and you're transitioning to your new officers. So definitely a year goes by very, very much quickly. So it's more emphasis on you making the most of your time, and planning ahead early. You definitely don't want to let those months go by where you can be spending time with the officers, having personal hangouts, as well as doing different fundraisers or events. But it's a year, it's I want to say it's only a year. You know, you're going to be doing jobs that will be lasting the rest of our life, and this is just 1 year out of your time that you can definitely handle if you do it right. So, um, yeah, this will be a real quick year, and don't let summer come and go. I know that a lot of you have officers or friends that go back home over summer, but you know, you can still definitely prepare. You can still definitely plan and talk with officers, have online meetings, do different events. But it's very valuable time, a big chunk of your year that you don't want to just let pass by. Um, so yeah, summer you can definitely meet with a bunch of different organizations to plan bigger events. You can definitely take your big goals and steps over summer. But yeah, don't let your summer to waste because it's a very valuable time, and you want to make sure your year goes by very meaningful. And turn dreaming into planning. So develop a team-based strategy with the board officers and members. Details are now built on steps to accomplishing your goals and how it's done. And then you know document it somewhere so it's not forgotten because you definitely want to document everything so you don't forget. And you know, after you set your details on how to accomplish it, you can always refer to it as a reminder of what we're accomplishing throughout the year. So an example of that was the picture was me when I was a president. I had a dinner board meeting at my house, something informal but with a formal purpose, where wrote down our goals for the year, and then it was a nice time, and then we definitely had a very productive year as a board that time. So that's something small that you guys can do together, but it's definitely something you should have instead of it builds a what is it it puts every board officer on the same path of what they're trying to accomplish, and then they'll definitely want to help each other out. So here's an example of a strategic plan. So say your goal is 100% of members with at least bronze MRP. If you can do that, I will buy you a car because that's going to be an amazing goal. So if you write down like how you're going to do it, the president can set the bar and follow all the board officers. So we want all the members. This is just an example. So it's just like something you can do with your board and say that how you're going to do it. So president personally answers platinum MRP and focuses on district and division involvement. The VPA connects to the appointed board to divide work for other tags such as committees, press releases, articles, banquets, recruitment, and KFAM events. EP service focuses on the service part of MRP. The secretary would be in charge of collecting data as soon as possible and sharing it to members as soon as it's available. And then the treasurer would work with planning fundraisers and updating dues to fund a rewards program and rewards for MRP. So an example would be like you get $5 off decon for every 50 hours of service you do. That's something that can encourage people to do MRP. So that's an example of a strategic plan that you can use to get members more active with this MRP goal. And then, boom, another example of a strategic planning is pseudo goal of improving Kiwanis Family Relations among your region and have at least 3 events per month. So a way that you and your board can do it would be like you can agree to say President and VPA will attend local Kiwanis Key Club and Key Events meetings to promote their events. The VPS creates the events. Secretary keeps track of the events, and then the treasurer can write donation letters to businesses and Kiwanis clubs to fund projects because you don't want to charge high schoolers, stuff like that. And examples of that can be like picnics and Kiwanis Monday stuff. So yeah, these examples of like what you can do with your board when it comes to your strategic planning with your big goals. You definitely want to make sure it's documented so you always can follow up with your officers and saying, hey, are we on track? And go back to that are we on track question every like couple of weeks, so everyone is following suit. And by the time that you hit that goal, you can say, wow, we did pretty good. And then another one is budgeting. It's very important to budget at the beginning of the year. You definitely plan your entire year because basically what my advisor told me, the homie Dan Jermaine, he was like, your budget for the year is your plan for the year. So that's kind of like where our strategic planning kind of went through. Because in some way or another, everything involves money. It's crazy like that. So this is a very simplified version. You consider your administrative income, your dues, your fundraisers, your donations, and your sponsorships, and then your expenses. So dues, subsidizations, gas reimbursements, and your meetings. So definitely you want to meet with not just your office, but your advisor, talk about money and how you're gonna get it. Because definitely, you do want to push for subsidized costs for your bigger district events, and basically costs to achieve further involvement with the organization too. So that's another example of what you can do this time of the year. So yeah, make sure that these next couple months are make the most of. Make definitely it's like there's something you have to do these next couple months, so it's like go out and do it in a sense instead of just waiting. It's kind of I don't say it's urgent, but it's like very valuable to take matters into your own hands as a group and decide what you want to accomplish for the year. And these are important dates for the year. Of course, there's decon. The first week of April is actually the Circle K International Service Week, so this is where a lot of clubs actually missed last year because we didn't know that was happening. So that's like a international service award that we may have lost out on. So just know Circle K International Service Week is working with the international service partners such as Students Team with Fight Against Hunger. Know that's happening and make sure we bring involved. SAAs are needed for Key-Wins and Key Club Decon. Kiwanis One Day is April 21st. So that's definitely an important day that you want to be involved with your Kiwanis family. District board meeting for the new board, 22nd. Spring training conferences, President's Retreat, and then FEC is already planned. So these are dates you can definitely put in your calendar already because you do not want to miss them. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a wonderful year. Enjoy and savor each moment and take a lot of pictures because it becomes very nostalgic at this time. So I'm sure a lot of you outgoing officers are looking back at it and being like, well, it's a year, and I feel like you guys are all going to have a wonderful time because I had a wonderful time. And even though it didn't go my way all the time, I'm still very thankful for the experience I had. So I'll stay around for about 5 more minutes. If you guys have questions on how you're starting off your year. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for coming. I think we fixed the link. I hope you fixed the link, Denny. Please. But yeah, just know as an outgoing governor, I'm very proud of all of you guys are looking forward to for New Year. Esther told me to tell you that awards are due tomorrow. There will not be an extension at all, so please do them. But yeah, I'll be around. Let me read this chat. I kind of didn't read this chat at all. April's heavy. April's heavy. The heaviest months are April, October, and February. For me personally. Jennifer Hong says to submit videos for GLSP North and South. And Sunburst. How are your words doing, by the way? Is anyone stressed out? Is anyone pulling an all-nighter today? You have not started awards. Darian, we had an office hour 2 days ago. What have you done since then? If you need articles submitted for your awards, for your MRP, you can do that right now. Can I do letter of rec? The answer is no. I am the governor. Okay. I don't think there's any more questions. We're gonna fix up the Google sign up link and post that on the page as soon as we can. And then yeah, thank you all for viewing the webinar. I'll see you guys at DCon. Please don't fall asleep during my retirement speech. I'll keep it under 20 minutes, I promise. But yeah, thank you for everything. It's been a great year, and I'll see you more at DCon. Yay, yay, yay! I will be gone very soon.